Yang Yu is really ready to go one-on-one. The entire Yongsheng base. Fortunately, Yang Xinshan came forward to stop her. Otherwise, she wanted to fight the Yongsheng base alone. It turned out that just after Liang Yu left, Jiang Yu touched his chin. Didn't I just impress her? Su Chunli came to comfort me. Boss, you did a really good job. It just looks so fake. Hearing Su Chunli complain, Jiang Yu feels heartbroken. I once received an award from a kindergarten, third prize in the performance competition. Su Chunli sighed. The point is that the question comes out of your mouth. Makes us feel magical. Jiang Yu looked around. See everyone nodding silently. Jiang Yu is speechless. It seems that my acting talent is so high, but at least I expressed my support for her. That's all I can do. Uncle Vu shook his head. In fact, she can't blame us for this, except for the promise of herself. Who else has anything to do with those students? Besides, in my opinion, those students are not worth saving at all. It's been so long since the end of the world came. They can't learn to fend for themselves. Such people will only be trouble in the end. Seeing this, Jiang Yu said, let's stop this here, as long as you all know. But we must be ready for war. But don't be too nervous. Our defense measures. It was ready a few days ago. At this time, Lu Karen looked at the direction Liang Yu had left. Some concerns, then she asked her boss, don't we need to take care of Miss Liang? Jiang Yu thought about it, or decided to let Yang Xinshan and Lu Karen went to persuade her. He was also afraid that Liang Yu would do something stupid. If so, what he did was meaningless. On the other side, Liang Yu returned to the room. She has been wiping her side knife. This knife was captured by her at Shishan base. It's perfect for farmers. Just as she was in a trance, Yang Xinshan and Lu Karen opened the door and walked in. Teacher Liang, are you alright? We're worried about you. Come and have a look. See your own student. Liang Yu revealed a happy smile. Then I took a deep breath and I was fine. I just suddenly figured it out. I know what I should do. Yang Xinshan's eyes looked at Liang Yu. Do you want to go fight alone? To rescue those students. The other side is a large organization. You can't save them by going there alone. You can only die in vain. Liang Yu understood this truth. She looked up at the sky. But anyway, she can't ignore the lives of her students. Lu Karen, angry and burnt, she hurriedly said, Teacher Liang, don't worry. Didn't my boss say that he will help you solve the problem? Heard this, she smiled gently. Don't think the teacher is stupid. Jiang Yi has helped me too much. I am very grateful to him. But I know, he wouldn't risk anything for those students. Although I know what he said is false. But I'm still glad he's willing to do it. At least let me see that he cares about me. At this time, Lu Karen's expression was a little awkward. Sure enough, Jiang Yi's acting did not deceive Liang Yu. However, Yang Xinshan at this time, the light flashed in her eyes. She suddenly lowered her head and said in a low voice, It's not like that. If Teacher Liang leaves, maybe Yang Xinshan won't live long. As soon as this sentence comes out, Liang Yu doesn't seem to understand. What do you mean by that? You make it clear to me. If anyone dares to bully you, I will never forgive them lightly. Teacher Liang, you misunderstood. No one bullies Yang Xinshan. But my boss told me, let me keep you as much as possible. Because the teacher, you are in my boss's heart, is a very important woman. So, if I can't even handle this little thing, even if my boss doesn't say anything, I will have no face to stay in the shelter in the future. If you insist on leaving, just take Yang Xinshan with you. In this way, even after you die, we'll follow you right away. You won't have to worry about it anymore. At this moment, Liang Yu's mind was a little confused. Due to the huge amount of information, she didn't know what to do, but she just said she would fight for her heart. Now, you can't take back what you said. However, Yang Xinshan's next words are textbook level. She said with a pitiful look, You could die for them. Why can't you live for me and Lu Karen? Teacher Liang, we need you. Liang Yu's heart trembled even more. But I can't just watch other people die. Heard this, Yang Xinshan said with tears in her eyes. The reason why they are alive now, all thanks to you. If you die, we really have no time to negotiate with Yongsheng base. Therefore, teacher, you must put the overall situation first. That's all. After much persuasion from two students, Liang Yu's heart temporarily give up on going to Yongsheng base. Desperate plan. After seeing that Liang Yu was stabilized, Lu Karen pushed Yang Xinshan out of her room. After going out, all the expressions on Yang Xinshan's face disappeared instantly. She's back to the girl who is so calm. However, Lu Karen gossiped to Yang Xinshan's ear. Asked boss, do he really like our teacher Liang? Yang Xinshan's mouth raised a smile of the throne. Fake, I just lied to her. Don't you know our teacher Liang yet? Only by disrupting her inner. We have a chance to convince her to stay. Lu Karen's eyes widened, good guy. So you are playing tricks with teacher Liang. You almost had me fooled. Yang Xinshan said disapprovingly. I'm doing all this for her own good. This stupid woman is going to die if we don't say a word. It's so annoying. And she pauses for a moment. Then she said meaningfully, If Liang Yu could stay, it's definitely good for both of us. Because my boss will not raise idlers. As soon as this sentence comes out, Lu Karen immediately felt cold all over, because she remembered the first time the two met. Zhang Yi at that time. There is no warmth in his eyes. It was just now. After young Xinchen calmed Liang Yu, she reported the situation to Zhang Yi. He is learning the news. He relaxed a little. After all, Liang Yu, this woman, it's still important to him. As long as there is hope, he still wants her by his side. Then I flapped my wings and looked out the window. I gave an evil smile and said, now everything is ready. If my guess is not wrong, they are about to fall into our trap. Young Shang base at the moment. Zhao Honglian was still immersed in a fantasy. She firmly believes that Zhang Yi has been severely damaged. And she has a lot of students hostage. Even if you can't take the opportunity to occupy the Shishan district, blackmailing Zhang Yi is also a good choice. See this situation. Juge Qingting complimented the boss from the side. I think we should start as soon as possible. If other bases know about this, they will definitely confront us. Hear Juge Qingting's proposal. Zhao Honglian said there's nothing to be afraid of, we're not in a hurry. The person who has to worry the most right now is not us but Zhang Yi. Others will take advantage of the opportunity. Attack his lair. Juge Qingting still tried to advise his leader. He is very anxious. Although Zhao Honglian was not wrong. But the time is fleeting. In case you miss it, maybe someone else will come and share this piece of fat. However, Zhao Honglian only glanced at him faintly. She said we should wait. I don't want to make mistakes. If we act carelessly, we all have to die. So before I know the specific situation of Zhang Yi, let's remember to rush. Juge Qingting hurriedly lowered his hand and said, I will obey your orders. So what do we do? How to do it, of course we will threaten. You grab your phone, go and teach those students a lesson yourself. Then send the video to Zhang Yi. In addition, let all intelligence personnel in our base take action, as long as it is news about Zhang Yi. Whatever it is must be collected. Juge Qingting nodded. Then he rushed towards the dungeon. It didn't take long for him to come. To be safe, he decided to loosen the muscles and bones of the students himself, because torture is his forte. Now the students are no longer as arrogant as they used to be. Only endless fear remains. They were begging for mercy, but the method of Juge Qingting is very clever. He knows how to make people miserable, and just want to die. But this time, the main purpose is to break Zhang Yi's heart, so the students suffered twice as much. However, at this moment, Juge Qingting suddenly felt that something was wrong. The corners of some students' mouths can't help twitching. A lot of foam came out of the mouth, just as he was about to check it out. Until now, the student suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. At the same time, a stench came from his body. So more and more students. Something similar happened. And that's when he realized it. These people must be poisoned. Due to the sudden incident, he didn't know how to react for a while. But he did know one thing. If these people die at their own hands. But it's not like the leader explained it. Then he quickly took out his phone. Report this situation to Zhao Honglian. Hear this news. Zhao Honglian was furious. She quickly asked what was going on. But don't wait for Juge to listen and answer. She said, save their lives now. Surely they must be saved. We mustn't let them all die. But what Juge Qingting said next. But let him fall like ice. He said he had just called a doctor. These students, the toxins in the body have been deposited for a long time. It's a chronic poison that someone specifically gave them. If there is salvation before the end of the world, it's definitely not popular now. However, at this moment, Juge Qingting seemed to have grabbed something. A problem he had overlooked was gradually magnifying. That's why Plateau's satellite phone will be found in their house. Obviously, they don't have the strength to kill Plateau. The next second, his pupils constricted violently. We were all tricked, we were all slapped. He took us for blame. Hearing this, Zhao Honglian had a fierce face. What on earth do you mean by that? Juge Qingting, he directly told Zhao Honglian his conjecture. He said that these people were all bitten by Zhang Yi, and that satellite phone, also to attract us to the past. He put it on purpose. The only reason he did it was to borrow us. Let's get rid of these students with our hands. Even if we choose to let them live, these people will never survive the sun of tomorrow.